Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And Elon Musk can't do anything right. Elon Musk has launched Grokipedia to compete with Wikipedia because everything's Grok now, right? And the media is flipping the hell out. They're calling
shocker. Dead ends and why.
An alt-right Wikipedia knockoff. It's pushing far-right talking points.
Wikipedia always pushed leftist ideology. So
yes.
If you're then, we only had this for a day or so we don't yet know. But neither one would be center then. So what difference does it make? Wikipedia isn't either. Wikipedia, people have talked for years how I know schools don't even let you use it as a source half the time, because it's biased and it's full of crap. And it's usually a bunch of editors who don't like you or don't like something and go in and put whatever they want in it.
Well, the head of Wikipedia a few years ago basically came out and said, truth's kind of inconvenient. Sometimes we have to,
No, it was like, what is truth?
Yeah, here's exactly what she said. Former Wikipedia CEO calls truth a distraction. She said, perhaps for most tricky disagreements, seeking the truth and seeking to convince others of the truth might not be the right place to start. In fact, our reverence for the truth might be a distraction that's getting in the way of finding common ground and getting things done.
No, truth's the truth, and people want the truth, and that kind of mentality. It's not about common ground. It's about we're gonna control the narrative to convince the plebs that we're right, they're wrong, so that they do what we want. That's basically what she's saying.
So let's talk about this because this could be some serious competition for Wikipedia. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You will get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
So Elon Musk dropped it, I think, yesterday, and it's in beta. It's like 0.01 or something like that. It's not even 1.0 for Grokipedia. And Grokipedia does use Grok to go through and fact check articles and basically generate articles. And if you think something is incorrect, you can flag it. But as far as I know, it's not human edited. It's using AI.
That's just it. When you have human edits, it's going to be biased by default.
Now, devil's advocate, the problem though too is that if it's using AI, the AI can only work with the information it has available. So
it's given incorrect information.
Right. And if the well's been poisoned, and we've seen this happen time and time again, that there actually are sites out there. I think Reddit's one of the biggest perpetrators, that it basically poisons the well. So all of the AI answers are incorrect. You put glue on the pizza and all that stuff. Musk is calling out that Wired, The Atlantic, and The Guardian and other propaganda legacy publications would die immediately if they had to support themselves. They said donations from far left organizations disguised as charities are what keep them alive.
I'm sure it's true.
Yep, and they serve simply as a means of influencing Wikipedia, Google, etc. as fake authoritative sources. We know this is true. We talked about this before. A lot of other people were talking about it. And basically, what happens is it's a feedback loop. So you get a couple of journalists at a particular publication. They kind of cite each other, so it boosts the ranking in Google, and then that becomes the narrative. And then the Wikipedia editors go in and they cite those sources, and that's how they do these smear jobs, the hit jobs on people. They're like, oh, all these 10 or 12 outlets, they all said the same thing, and they're all reputable sources according to Google News. So we're going to put that in Wikipedia because, and then it becomes truth, basically.
Well, yeah, but we also ran into Wikipedia being a whole crap show ourselves back with webcomics because someone put Shadowbinders in Wikipedia, and the one person that, was very upset and having meetings about us and everything else because they were a dumbass that may or may not, was involved with a place that, uses the word hive in it. Yes. So we had our stuff in Wikipedia. People put it in. It wasn't even us. Other people put it in.
It wasn't even us. It was somebody else. And
so he was making comments about bragging about how he had a friend that, it's a real shame that all of a sudden your stuff got pulled from Wikipedia. And then talking about his one friend that worked there and everything else.
Yes. Yep.
And then through investigation, it turned out that people were, that had the editorial powers were misusing their powers. And they ended up putting a protection on ours so they couldn't do it again. They protected it so it couldn't be removed unfairly and other stuff done to it because of the behavior of so-and-so and his friends.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And this happens on a much larger scale with a lot of people. right? Basically, if you've got an axe to grind with somebody, or the media is trying to do a hit job on somebody or whatever. Like I went out yesterday and I looked at RFK's page, and RFK's page started out with him being a conspiracy theorist and anti-vaxxer, like in the very first sentence.
Well, I looked it up to see what they said, like with ChatGPT and stuff, and they said that it has come under fire for being biased to the left, and it said, that it's especially when it comes to politics, that there tends to be anybody who's on the right, quote unquote, is portrayed with negative, verbiage and connotations.
Yes. That's just it. And, they're definitely, we're getting to a place right now, which is kind of weird, where we basically have red and blue media, red and blue technology.
Yeah, but that's not good either.
It's not good. It's like the sneeches, it's like we've got, something is good or bad, depending on whether or not your enemies like it or don't like it. You know what I'm saying?
How you lean politically. It's all come down to whether it's true or not. It could just be even like, they assume that's how you lean.
Yeah, it's just very, very weird. So the problem is that because everything online is going to be infused with AI, if the AI has a bias, it's going to taint your worldview. And it's going to be very easy. If we've only got a handful of AI that control the internet, and they're controlling the flow of information, then they're gonna skew things however way they want to, or are told to. And we talked about this the other day with Google Gemini specifically being told, allegedly being told to say disparaging things about certain individuals, because people at Google didn't like them. So I mean that's kind of a problem too. But like, you got a freaking Wikipedia, and you talk about Grok, and they're basically like, Grok has generated various controversial responses, including conspiracy theories, anti-Semitism, and praise of Hitler, as well as referring to Musk's views when asked about controversial topics or difficult decisions. And basically, it's a right wing bot. And now they're going to Wired and being like, "Oh my God, guys."
Well, I was going to say, though, to Wikipedia's credit, though, they even have, I was looking up shadow binders, and they even have here in the thing about how our Can't One campaign was behind the kick trolling.
Oh,
the
God, yeah.
That was when Kneon invented the term kick trolling.
Yeah, I don't even think that. I don't even know
even uses it anymore, but that was at the time they did, and that's what
we were God, we were on the internet doing crowdfunding and webcomics way before a lot of other people. And it was a whole thing where we had somebody, they put a whole bunch of money into, because they don't charge you, Kickstarter doesn't charge you on the spot like Indiegogo or whatever. And they pledged a whole bunch of money, and then they pulled it out to drop under. So they kept messing with the funded, not funded, not funded, the whole thing. Anyway, that was a long, long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
So Wired has this article out there, and they're talking about Grokipedia pushing far-right talking points. Now, I just want to show real quick here the difference between Grokipedia and its take on Gamergate, right? And Wikipedia's take on Gamergate. Grokipedia says Gamergate was a grassroots online movement that emerged in August of 2014, primarily focused on exposing conflicts of interest and lack of transparency in video game journalism, initiated by a blog post detailing the romantic involvement of an indie developer, Zoe Quinn, with journalists who covered her work without disclosure. Okay, that is very straightforward.
That's very fact-based and accurate.
This is Wikipedia's version. Gamergate was a loosely organized misogynistic online harassment campaign motivated by right-wing backlash against feminism, diversity, and progressivism in video game culture. It was conducted using the hashtag Gamergate primarily in 2014 and 15. Gamergate targeted women in the video game industry, most notably feminist media critic Anita Sarkeesian and video game developers Zoe Quinn and Brianna Wu. And Brianna Wu is now like one of the most hated people by the anti-Gamergaters, because they're even like, hey, maybe we went too far.
Yeah, well, I mean,
too far.
Yeah, because the other one was like, as soon as you hear these words in it, it's even if you're trying to be fact-based, as soon as you start throwing in they're misogynistic and all that crap, you immediately have just lost everybody, because they're like, you're not trying to be fact-based, you're just trying to be a narrative. That's the difference. One seems like it's trying to be an authoritative voice, an actual journalistic type voice, a fact-based voice. And the other one just sounds like anybody you heard on, Blue Sky screaming about narrative. That's the difference.
That's the difference. So we'll be back in a second here, but just, you go to Wired. You've read your last free article.
I know, right?
You got to pay for it, bitches. Okay, hold on one second. All right, barely an inconvenience. Barely an inconvenience. Okay, on Monday, Elon Musk's XAI startup launched Grokipedia. It was an AI-generated alternative to the crowdsourced encyclopedia Wikipedia.
The difference is crowdsourced, because you're like, just because a lot of people want to, like you said, want to repeat a narrative doesn't make it the truth.
If they're all a bunch of liars and they're all biased, it doesn't matter how many of them you have, because there are no checks and balances. There are only checks and balances if you have people checking each other. And if they're all on the same side of the political spectrum, they're all going to agree about the narrative in a lot of cases. And the only reason they're going to get in slap fights is they're trying to one-up each other. This is what happens on Reddit too. Right? Musk said he delayed the launch of Grokipedia because his team needed to do more work to purge out the propaganda. When Grokipedia eventually dropped on Monday, Wired was initially unable to access the website and received an automated message. It was blocked. When we finally got access, Wired found out the online encyclopedia contained lengthy entries generated by AI. Le gasp.
On Grokipedia? No, wow, you're a genius. Sorry, I'm just the Wired from now on, because they have so much insight.
Speaking of which, we did a video a while ago talking about Wired that they actually bought AI-generated articles.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, they didn't know the difference. So, you know, I'm just saying. You're not really an authority there, Wired. Yeah, many of the pages Wired saw on launch day appeared fairly similar to Wikipedia. A number of notable Grokipedia entries denounced the mainstream media, highlighted conservative viewpoints, and sometimes perpetuated historical inaccuracies.
Oh, wait. Okay, perpetuates historical inaccuracies based on what? Because, I mean, there's a lot of historical inaccuracies going on out there, either on TV and the shows. I guarantee Wikipedia is full of it, of historical inaccuracies.
I'm sure it is. So they're talking about the 1619 Project and slavery. They said entries for more recent historical events put conservative perspectives at the center. When Wired
just basically, here's the facts, nothing else.
Well, yeah, look at the Gamergate articles. Just like, here's the facts. Here's basically what happened. When Wired searched for gay marriage in Grokipedia, no entry popped up. But one of the on-screen suggestions was for gay pornography instead. It's not complete yet. It's very much in beta. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what it comes up with. They said that falsely states the proliferation of porn exacerbated HIV/AIDS in the 80s. Grokipedia entry for transgender includes 2 mentions of transgenderism, term commonly used to denigrate trans people. I didn't know transgenderism was a term that's not the correct term. You learn something every day. There you go. Wired's entry. So Wired has its own entry. And Grokipedia mentions Musk's own criticism of the publication. High-profile detractors, including Elon Musk in February of 2025, have labeled Wired as devolving into far left-wing propaganda, arguing it abandoned technology-focused reporting for ideologically driven narratives that normalize heavy-handed oversight of private enterprise. That actually is true. All these tech blogs, all these things that started out being just kind of fact-based, like Reddit used to just be a bunch of tech bros and IT guys posting shit. And now it's like this bastion of left-wing groupthink.
But it gets better. Grokipedia also claims that Wired is emblematic of the mainstream media's systematic leftward lean.
Yes.
Because it is.
Yes. The entry for Trump includes a swipe at the media for its allegedly left-leaning bias. Well, yeah, he said
there has been coverage like that. People noticed it.
The entries on Grokipedia don't skimp in terms of word count. The Grokipedia entry for Elon Musk is 11,000 words. Well, if he's paying the bills.
But he has done a lot of stuff, though, too, you know?
Yeah. Grokipedia's suggested search terms related to Musk include Elon Musk and Elon Musk filmography. What? In comparison, when searching Grokipedia for OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, the top suggestion on Monday was removal of Sam Altman from OpenAI. So, because that's his competitor. This is going to be wild, but it is in beta. But the reality is if, and again, it depends on whether or not the AI is truly unbiased. If the AI is truly unbiased, it is going to do a better job of simply fact checking, right, and reporting on the facts than these outlets are doing, than Wikipedia is doing. And Wikipedia is basically a glorified blog at this point. It really is. It's not what it used to be.
That's exactly what it is. It's a lot of different people editing the blog.
Yes. It's a lot of cooks in the kitchen, and they're all freaking crazy. You should look at the talk tab on Wikipedia sometime, and just the bullshit they go back and forth. Like, remember that communist socialism event they had that there was like, could you please be quiet?
That
privilege,
one, yes.
a moment of privilege. Please be quiet. That whole thing.
Personal privilege.
Personal privilege. Yeah, that's what it's like in the talk tab. They're basically, it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, when you start an article out going on about every, far left buzzword about misogyny and bigotry and all that, as your article, as your quote unquote fact-based article, right there, I already know. One, it has a bias, and two, it's based on, a bunch of opinions over fact. Because you can say the same thing in an authoritative voice, and instead you're just being like, like you're talking to somebody on Blue Sky.
So, we shall see what happens. But
it's only been out a day. I mean,
it's been out a day.
Honestly, I wouldn't trust either one for fact-based anything, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I again, we're looking at a red and blue internet at this point, which is wild. I mean, it used to be the internet was kind of the Wild West, and now it's just like, God,
I wish we could just go back to purple.
Yeah, purple, the color of desire and unfulfillment.
Blue and red mix.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's what we mean. All right, let's wrap this up. Please,
please do.
Please subscribe. We should start a new Wikipedia. It's purple, and we just call it Throbopedia.
No, we're not calling it Throbopedia. Oh my God, what's wrong with you? Anyway.
What's wrong with you, Wikipedia? Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.
For more pop culture news, views, and rants, go to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com.